There is absolutely no public support for continuous ramping up the wars in Ukraine, threats against Taiwan, threats against China. And really, when you ask what's behind this, well, this is the outcome of the policy announced by the Obama administration 15 years ago. This is the pivot to Asia. This is the attempt by the US ruling class to arrest the economic growth of China by using their military superiority, which they certainly have, by using their military superiority to arrest China's economic growth and increasing global influence. China is the first economic superpower in world history that has ever become an economic superpower without first being a military superpower. So it's unique in that sense, if not in many other senses. It's a unique example of economic and social progress. And it's not just about what's happening in China. The effect that China is having on world trade is absolutely seismic. So it's very noticeable. And I'm not sure if this is jumping ahead in the questions that you were going to ask, but I'm going to say this anyway, because I think it's very important. It's absolutely remarkable and clear that at the same time as the US, what we've notionally still referred to as the world's largest economy, although that is questionable and questioned, China on several measures has overtaken the US. But the world's largest economy is going over towards protectionism. This is not just protectionism in the form of sanctions on Chinese steel or Chinese telecommunications equipment, phones, etc. This is protectionism also against European producers as well. So we see a protectionist America putting up trade barriers, and we see China opening up trade to the global majority, the countries of the global south, through the biggest transport infrastructure projects in human history. I think it's very, very noticeable when you ask what's the real goal behind this ramping up of bellicosity, of war talk on the part of Western politicians. In the case of British politicians, what they're doing is following his master's voice. These people are paid for assets of the US State Department, but the people who are making the call in America, in Washington, to ramp up the demands for arms spending and for increased military action against China and Russia and Iran, and no doubt a list of other countries that will be coming along soon. Those people are trying to arrest the economic emergence of China as the dominant world economic power. And they're trying to do it through utilizing their temporary military superiority. This is why we are facing the real possibility of a nuclear conflagration, either over Ukraine or possibly over Taiwan.